Hello, welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and what time you're watching this video from. My name is Denise Belisle, and I'm a Serenity expert and positive intelligence specialist. I love doing these shows. I think today is episode 76 of Lucas. It's all good. Lucas here for a chat. And the reason why I call it It's All Good, it's basically because of my favorite cup. It's all good. And why do I bring that up? It's all good. It's just my way of being. There's time where there's things in the past that I tried to change. And you know what? I've never been able to change the past. So I've decided to just say, hey, it's all good and live for the moment and for today. Same thing with the future. I don't have like a crystal ball where I can predict the future. So all I can say is, hey, it's all good. Whatever happened, happened. It's like going on vacation and say, oh, do I have everything I need? Do I have my suitcase full and this, that? And then every time I pack, I always say, hey, if I forgot something, I just have to buy it or go without. So it's all good. And today, and before I go for what's today, I would like to invite you, if you're watching it live, please place comment in the chat and we can converse with you. And also, if you're watching this on replay and you're on YouTube, or if you want to know more about my other videos that I created over the last 75 weeks, just go on my YouTube channel. They're all there. There's amazing people that I have interviewed over the last year and a half, and it's super amazing, everything you can find in there. And lastly, if you want to have a conversation with me after you listen to this video, and if you feel like, hey, I'd like to know more about Denise, or I'd like to be on her show, or I want to, I would like to know what it would be like to be coached by Denise, book a call with me and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you so that we can connect. So thank you again for being there. My guest today is Christine Malek, and she's a sassy coach. Wait until you meet her. She's sassy for sure. And our topic is bring light to women who have been abused and or in toxic relationship. So that'll be a very deep and interesting topic, but don't be afraid. We're not going to be all happy. Christine is full of energy. She in control of her life, and we'll have an amazing talk. So without any further delay, she's laughing in the back room. So without any further delay, let's bring her in. So let's welcome Christine. Welcome, Christine. It's a pleasure to have you with me.
Thank you, Miss Denise. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share my sassiness.
So Christine, just before we get started into the story and all that, well, tell us a little bit where you're from, what you do, and how you started to do what you do.
Well, originally from Pennsylvania, 22 years there, moved to Florida, spent 30 years there, and now I am coming to you from quite a bit chilly, overcast, expecting snow, not a whole bunch, Knoxville, Tennessee, and I love it. We are so close to I am in the Smoky Mountains, not like right there, but we're part of the Smoky Mountains, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the seasons here.
Is that where Smokey Bear come from?
I don't know. I don't know. There is a mascot named Smokey. The Smoky Mountain black bears are definitely a different breed. They're so cool. They're so cool. Yeah. They just roam the streets. It's so neat.
Yeah, we have a lot of those here too. Not where I am, but if you go just further north by the mountains, you got a lot of bear in the backyard.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, thank you for having me. So sassy, what I do and what brought me here.
Yeah, what's a sassy coach?
Okay, SASSI actually is an acronym, and that stands for strong, assertive, smart, sexy, and independent. And I believe that every woman has that essence within her. It's her soul, it's her essence, it's her intuition. It is everything that we are supposed to be: strong, assertive, smart, sexy, and independent. And like I said, every woman has it. Most women, they do it on a daily basis and don't even realize they do their sassy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, women of abuse, our SASSI got squashed, almost extinguished. And it is just a small little ember in there that we are afraid, because of the abuse, to bring it to light, to let it fan, to let it burn, to let it, that phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah.
And that's where my coaching comes in, is to help her find that again, and help her. It has helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
And help her grow and figure out, who is she? Where do we go from here? The abuse is done. We're out of that relationship. We want to know how not to repeat the process, because as women of abuse, there is something there, maybe some sort of traumatic childhood event that happened that we don't realize till we address it. So that's what I do. I help bring out the SASSI. I let every woman know we don't have to be capital letters every single day. We could be little SASSI, or we could be a big letter and a small letter. I mean, just be you. Let that fire come out, come into your empowerment and your true authentic self.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing. That's and I can see, like, through the coaching that I've done, I see that there are people that they just get stuck in a pattern, right? You always go back to the same thing. You always go back to the same type of relationship. And then you end up, when it doesn't work, you end up crying. It's like, how come, I'm always ending up with the same type of guy? Well, it's something that can be broken, right? So don't feel that you're stuck forever, having to live
Right.
this kind of relationship. And there's people like Christine that is there to really support you into understanding where you're from and how to really get out of that pattern.
Yes, I used to say that I help push, but I realize that I don't push women. What I do is, because wording's important. What
Yeah.
I do, though, is I will grab you by your wrists, and I will elevate you and pull you and bring you closer to what you want to be. You've heard me say, Denise, that I don't work for the woman sitting in front of me now. I work for the woman that she wants to be. And I
Yeah.
help her get there. I bring her in and hold her and hug her and love on her and all that good stuff, and let her know, hey, it's okay. It's okay. All
Yeah.
that stuff is behind us. You're out of this situation, but let's figure out where you want to go in life, what you want to do, who do you want to be? Let's be sassy together. So much more
Yeah.
fun that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm just warning everyone right now. So you'll see why I say that. Okay, right now I'm just gonna flip, but don't freak out. I just psychologically I find it hard to have my camera the other way around. So I just flipped my camera around. So that's the being live. Here we go. Um, so tell me, Christine, if you feel comfortable to, and I have a pen and paper because I'm taking notes, because I do my tip of the day afterwards. So you guys go watch my tip of the day, and I bring back this talk and bring you back to, amazing things that my guests are saying. So if from time to time you see me going down, because I'm just writing down some great gems that you're talking about. But if you're
Okay.
comfortable, would you like to just elaborate a little bit of how you got to become a SASSI coach? You don't have to go in big details. You said it was going to be fun, so let's not. But let's explain your process of how you end up, like really deciding that you walk that road and you want to help other people. So how did that work?
It was long. It was a long, long road. It really was. I had been in way too many situations from childhood on. And I repeated patterns that I didn't know were negative repeating patterns. I had met my second husband, and that's where the really bad abuse, and every single type of abuse, the mental, the verbal, the sexual, the physical, the financial, the psychological, I mean, every abuse possible with this man. Almost 7 years of it. Um, the physical abuse was everything from, the black eyes, the bruises on my body, the choke marks around my neck. He took a rubber mallet and beat me so bad he broke my wrist, cracked my ribs, and in 2015, he ended up shooting me in the head. and I survived, and I went through. I know it's, I get that reaction all the time. I know. And I say it matter of factly, but I have healed from it.
Yeah.
And it's something that stayed with me for a very long time. But those physical abuses, they heal. But it's all the psychological and everything else that went with it.
Yeah.
And even after I left him at 2018, and that was my moment in 2015, that night was my defining moment where I said, something has to change. Something has to change. In 2018, I had finally got to a point. Now, I had attempted suicide many times throughout this marriage. I died on the operating table twice. I should have died from the gunshot wound to the head and didn't. But after that night, I knew something in me shifted. It changed. And I didn't realize till about 2018 that I had an archangel, Michael, with me. And he actually came to me one night, and it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, it was one of the most beautiful experiences in my life. And I gave birth to 3 children. I love my kids dearly. But it was a godly experience. It was definitely a spiritual experience. But it showed me that I was on this path, and I survived all that for a reason. So in 2018, I was like, okay, what do I do? And I was like, I have to write a book. I have to write my book. I have to write my story. And it set me on a path. And this was all down on Florida, and I had no idea where I was going to go with this. Yeah. I learned, I grew, I went to school for English and make sure proper everything, and it just set me on a path. And in January, in fact, it was a year ago, January of 2022, I had been in Tennessee here for about 6-7 months. And I had been doing business coaching and consulting, and all my clients were saying, you need to be a coach. You need to be a coach. You need to be. And I'm like, no, I already am a coach. I'm a coach to you guys, No, Christine, you need to be a relationship coach, life coach, something other than what you're doing. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I ended up becoming virtual coach certified, but I met a woman that dealt with, she is from Trinidad, and she deals with abuse in the workplace, abuse to women in the workplace. And she had a podcast, she still does. And she said, we were in a session learning some of the new techniques, and we talked, and I had never told anybody up to this point any of my story. My children didn't know, my family didn't know, they had no idea what was going on. Excuse me. And she brought it out. She was that good of a coach in that session. She brought it out. We talked about it. She said, I want you on my podcast. And I did that podcast, and it's still out there. I absolutely love it. I cried. I told my stories. It was healing. Yeah. And I realized that having that voice that I had suppressed for so long made a huge difference. And I realized this is what I have to do. And of course, my guides were with me, my angels were with me, and they were telling me, you're on the right path now, Christine. This is why we kept you alive, because this is what you need to do. You need to help other women. You need to let them know that they're not alone, that they do have a voice. And if they can't find their voice yet, use mine. If you don't have your belief system yet, that you can get through this and that you're not alone, use mine. So that's, between, all the guided steps that they put me on, and all the people that I have met now through this last year and a half, has been for this reason, is to help other women heal that are women of abuse. And I distinguish between abused women and women of abuse, because an abused woman makes it sound like it's our fault and that we asked for it. There's connotation in there. But if we say women of abuse, we are women first. Yeah. Before we're abused. Okay. We didn't ask for it. We didn't incite it. It's a problem on that abuser's part. Yeah. But as women and as moms, we're nurturers, we're healers naturally. So, and remember, the abuse doesn't start. It's not like, we were together for a few months. And then all of a
Like it's not
sudden,
on your first date when you start to beat you
exactly,
up, right?
exactly. It's a small, very steady, tiny little incline. And then all of a sudden it goes like, bam, overnight. Now it's like,
Yeah.
where did this come from? Now, this is a man I love. And I
Yeah.
did.
Of
I
course,
love
you
this man.
married him. You.
Exactly, exactly. So it was hard. I say that if it were happening to our children, we would become mama bears in a heartbeat. We
Yeah.
would just stand up and fight for our children, no matter what. Why don't we do that for ourselves? It's
Yeah.
hard. So we don't know what to do. And because it's not talked about enough,
Well, you
and
feel
we
like
don't
it's your fault, right? You're guilty. You're like,
exactly the
I
shame, the
must have
blame.
done something wrong, like I upset him, or I
Oh,
should be careful
right.
of and I think when we comes to, you were saying earlier, something that I wrote down is, um, the physical abuse. Well, you have a bruise, you have a broken bone, it mends and it heals, and physically it doesn't show. But
Right.
the internal scar, the mental scars, are the one that if not taken care of could be with you forever and hurt you forever. And if you take care of it, if you have the right people to support you, they might still hurt you for a long time, but not to the level of fear and anxiety, and always looking over your shoulder. Is he going to come, on my back now? Is he going to come and knock at my door? Or is he going to, so
Oh, yeah.
there's, you always, but the mental abuse, that's what's really important, to really take care of that.
Yes. Yes.
and 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 part of the mental abuse is make the woman feel that it's her fault, make the woman feel that she should behave better, and then she wouldn't upset him, and then she wouldn't get into that situation,
Yeah.
right?
His biggest comment always was, "Look at what you made me do."
Yeah, yeah, it's
Like that.
crazy, eh?
Look at what you made me do. Like I twisted his arm to shoot me in the head. I mean that
Yeah,
I made him have a bad day because somebody cut him off in traffic. I mean, every little thing was always my fault.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And that, you get told once, you say, what are you talking about? But when you get told repeatedly and repeatedly and all the time and constantly, that's when you start to believe it. Because like any habits, like I talk a lot that in my show, is that every time you repeat something constantly and regularly, it becomes a
it's just
pathway in your brain. It becomes a neurological connection
yeah.
that's the go-to. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I made you hit me, right? But you feel it, you believe it in that sense, right? I was such a bad wife, I'm so sorry, right?
Yes, yes, and that's why when there's people out there that have never experienced abuse, and they'll always, well, why can't you just leave, or why did you go back? Well, you mentioned earlier, it's that repeating pattern. It is a comfort, and we
Yeah,
did get used to hearing those things over and over, so much so that we started to believe, well, maybe this was my fault. Maybe I did do something
maybe I
wrong.
can do better now.
Exactly. That's the other thing. Well, if I change this, maybe he won't get so mad. If I try this, we're always. I say that we don't walk on eggshells. Walk on broken glass. Okay.
Mm,
I mean, it's not just eggshells. It's shards of glass that we walk on, and we're in such a tunnel vision mode, 24/7. Nobody should have to live like that. To have to
wow.
go through always wondering, what is the next thing that's going to happen to me? Is it going to be the verbal abuse? Is it going to be the sexual abuse? Is it going to be physical abuse? That's we shouldn't have to live that way. So that's kind of what I do. I
Yeah,
want to help women know that they're not alone, that it's the
that it's not
hardest.
their fault. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And I say, Denise, that there's three words in the English language that are the hardest words to say. But once that individual says it, you will become the strongest person possible. And those three words are, and you have to say them out loud to somebody, I need help.
Mm.
And they're so hard for us to say, but when we can say it, it gives us our power back. We really do gain our power back as not being an abused woman anymore, or a woman of abuse, as not being the, you know, the carpet that he wipes his feet on, the punching bag. We can take all that back when we reach out to somebody and say, I need help. And I can say this because I've done it. I should have done it a lot sooner. I
Yeah.
should have done it 5, 6 years ago and didn't. But I'm here now, and I want women to know that they can say it, and they have people like you and I that they can go to and say, okay, what do I do? You know, and I tell the other side of that is, if you suspect that your friend is being abused, okay, don't ask the question, are you okay? Because I will tell you the immediate answer she's going to say is, yep, I'm fine. Yeah, but you're wearing, you know, long sleeves in Florida. Ah, I'm fine. I'm just a little chilly. Maybe I got, you know, we always making excuses. But if you say, listen, I think there's something going on, ask this question: how can I help? Not, are you okay? How can I help you? How can I help? Tell me what to do to help you. That woman of abuse wants so bad to talk to someone, but we have lost our trust in humanity. We've lost trust in men. Okay, we've lost so much trust in our family because we think they're supposed to recognize these, but we don't talk about it. We didn't talk about it in my generation. My grandparents, my parents didn't talk about this. So if you can find the courage to go up to that woman and say, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And keep saying it, you know, keep saying it, keep saying it. She will finally have that trust that you have earned to say, I think I'm being abused. And that's all it takes. Great. Let's get you some help. Let's talk about this. Let's go out for coffee. Let's go for a drive. Let's do what we have to do to help you heal, to get past this. What do we need to do? Where do we need to go? Are the kids okay? Do you have money set aside? There's a ton of tips, tricks, tools, strategies that I give all over the place on how to get out safely.
Yeah, yeah,
Safely.
because often for what I've seen is that women that are in those situations, well, they're not ready to leave because where am I going to go? I have the children. I don't have any money. I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to count on, right? Who's going to want to take a woman with 3 children, right? Like I can't leave,
I
right?
know. And that's why they go back, because we don't have enough support system out there for women of abuse.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But I have to say, and you know this, Denise, if you stay for the children, and that is the biggest reason that a woman will stay in an abusive relationship, what are you teaching those children?
yeah,
What lifestyle, what habits are you teaching that? Is that really what you want? Find the courage, find the strength, reach out to somebody. Go to, you know, if you can't go to a police station, and we know the stories, both good and bad on that side, go to a firehouse, go to the hospital, talk to a nurse, talk to a doctor. They're trained in how to help you with that. Go to
yeah.
your clergy, go to a church, go to a synagogue, anywhere to be able to find, you know, the local shelters and those places. Find somewhere to go.
Yeah,
Worst
and
case
they're
scenario,
waiting. They're waiting for you to, like, they're, as you said, they're trained. They're waiting for you to say, "I need help." Because as you mentioned, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." But once you say, "How can I help you? What can I do to
yes,
support you?"
yes.
Then that it's not the door's wide open,
A
right? It's
tiny
just
little
like a
bit.
sliver, just a sliver. It's like, oh,
That-
can I trust you? Can I trust that I can't step in here and start to reach for
yes,
assistance, right?
yes,
Because it's
yes.
huge, because the the conditioning, the preconditioning is also the threat, right? Like, you go talk to someone and you'll have it again, right? Like, don't
Oh,
you go talk to your mom about this. You're such a bad woman or whatever, right? It's like, what is your mom's going to think about you? That you're just like, yeah, right? Like, it's a full conditioning that you're there, and um you can't really do anything because you're
and
frozen,
and
right?
all it takes is that one time for somebody that is supposed to protect you and love you, parents, grandparents, for them to say the wrong thing, and we immediately shut down. Okay. Oh, well, they must be right. They're a parent. They're an elder. They're supposed to know better. So maybe I am supposed to stay in this situation. Maybe I am supposed to just take it. Maybe I am just supposed to be here.
It's my path, right?
Yeah, right. And that's not true anymore.
Yeah.
That is not true anymore. We do not have to take it anymore. We do not
Yeah.
have, that is not our path.
Yeah.
Finding that true sassy and that true essence in you, that's your path. That's where you need to follow. Imagine how wonderful this world would be if we all did what we were supposed to by our universe, our God, our higher power, whatever you want to call it. If we followed that, how beautiful would this world be?
Absolutely. So tell us, sorry,
It's okay.
foot problem here. I have a footstool and it just fell on me. So when, like someone that it's kind of defined of who you help, obviously, but how do, like, what's the process of someone working with you? Like you're not going to go get them in their house and pull them out. So what does it look like to work with you, and how, like, I don't know, like I'm just like, let's say I'm a woman of abuse, right? I'm being abused, and then I hear about you, then maybe some women will listen to this. So what do they do? Like,
Okay, so
and what does it look like to work with you? So,
okay, so there's the easiest way to answer this is there's three stages
okay,
okay, there's three stages that a woman goes through. Stage one is pretty obvious. Okay, that you are in the thick of it. You've got blinders on. You are in survival mode.
yeah,
Okay, she's the woman that's listening to this now. She's the woman that is going, okay, maybe she's right about that. She's, oh yeah, I could definitely, she gets everything that I'm saying. She understands everything that I'm saying, but she's in survival mode. Remember, we walk on broken glass,
yeah,
not eggshells. So she is not into, she's not ready to be coached or to
no,
become a sassy woman just yet. She's not.
no, no,
Which is
no,
why I do these, to give those tips, tools, strategies, everything that she needs to get out. So that's stage one. She is in it. She wants out. She's trying to listen to all this stuff, but survival is key. And when I say survival, I'm not talking like the TV shows. I'm not talking like, the that is not survival. Okay.
no,
Surviving is just making sure I
making it to
stay
the end of the day.
alive. Exactly. And as I said earlier, it's a constant anxiety that we are
Yeah,
in 24/7, even when we sleep, because I've been beat in my sleep, okay? Because he had a bad dream or because he woke up with a Charlie horse. It's my fault. Yes, it's my fault. In his eyes, that was my fault. So I've gotten woken up by being beaten in the middle of the night, okay? She's just surviving. This is why I do what I do on this end, okay? To give those tips, tools, and tricks. Stage two, she's finally done. She got out. She's living on her own, or living with family, living with friends. She's starting to come out and say, yeah, that little bit of voice that's coming out, that little bit of door that you mentioned opened. Okay, maybe now it's a little, so now I'm looking for a little bit of help. That's stage two. She's out. She knows she needs to heal. She knows, and there are some women that I've actually coached that don't realize, they think they're fine. Well, I left the relationship. Yeah, but have you had any more relationships? Are you noticing some red flags that are repeating? Are you
yeah.
knowing patterns that are repeat? Are you seeing patterns that are repeating? So stage two is she's not 100% healed,
And
but
I,
she
and when they are at stage two, is there a time also where they're thinking that they made a mistake and they should go back?
absolutely, because I can't pay my bills. He can do the whole love bombing thing. I'm so sorry, I miss you, please come back, I can't live without you, here's gifts, here's flowers, here's all this. Absolutely.
And
But
that's hard. That's the
it
hardest
is
part.
it is. And there are women that continually will go back and leave
Hmm.
and then go back and leave and go back. That's still stage one. If you're going
Yeah.
back, you're still
Okay.
stage one. Okay.
Okay.
Stage two is you've finally gotten to the point where you're done. No more.
Yeah.
I'm not going
Okay.
back. but you're kind of going day by day going, you know what, there's got to be more to life than just me living, than just going to a job and coming home, going to the grocery store and coming home. There's got to be more to life. Who
Yeah.
am I? What am I supposed to do now with my, that's
Yeah.
stage 2.
Yeah.
That's where my coaching comes in. We go through and we figure out, we have conversation and we figure out, and we go through there's 7 steps to SASSI. That is my core course. Okay. The first step is surrender. That you finally got to that point where you said, enough is enough. I surrender to what I'm supposed to be. I surrender internally of, okay, enough is enough. I'm done with this. Something needs to give. Something needs to change. Okay. Step 7 is great. I'm healed. I'm in my SASSI, but now, because I can't do this alone, Denise, we need other women to come forward and say, I am a woman of abuse. I have healed. I want to help the next woman. So step 7 is to help the next woman that needs it, to grab her by the wrist and say, come on, girl, we got this together. Because we can't do this alone. That's one of the things that is so wrong with this, that we hide in that shame.
Yeah.
We have to come out. We have to be able to say, I did it. Excuse me. I did it. We can do this together. And when I get 2 friends, and then we get 2 more friends, and we get more, then more women will be able to come into their true SASSI, their true authentic self, and go, we got this. We could, hook our arms together across the world and say, enough is enough. That's where my coaching comes in. That's what I do.
That's awesome.
And of course, stage 3 is total sassiness. That's, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm completely healed. There are still tiny little things here and there that pops up, little triggers, but now I recognize them. Now I can go, oh, I need to talk to my coach. I need to talk to my friend. Oh, I didn't realize that was a trigger. Oh, let's get this one healed so we can go moving on. And like I said earlier, we're not always capital S, capital A, capital S, capital S, capital I. Some days, I look in the mirror and go, girl, did you get enough sleep last night? I am not feeling sexy today, but I'm always sassy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so that's a great system. So I like it. Like the first of the 7 step of the 7 step to SASSI is, the first one is surrender. So, okay, that's it. I'm surrendering from the past, and I'm reaching for help. And so that's when you jump into stage 2, right?
Yes.
You jump into, okay, I'm done going back and forth. I'm done being beaten and being stepped on like a doormat. That's it. So step 2 is really like the step 1 of your surrender, right? I'm done with this life. I need to move forward and go forward. And then I like the step 7, which is you live your sassiness, but then you go and help other people. You bring them into that group, into that environment, to really support them, to really show them that there's a way out, and takes them from stage 1 to stage 2, right?
Yes. You got it. That's
building a community, right?
A tribe, woman. We are a tribe.
No, that's super cool. That's really amazing. And I hope a lot of people that are listening now just forward that video. Don't say anything. Just forward that video to your friend, and just put in an email and say, hey, I thought of you. Just watch this. And if that helps them, that's already, it will put a seed in their head.
Yes.
They will look at the video, they will save it, or know how to go back. And one day they might go back and say, hey, I need to talk to Christine, right? Or they go look to the people around them, but they'll know what to do. They'll know that they need to say, I need help. They'll know that they need to go to, once they're at the hospital, to heal that broken arm, and not say, no, I fell down the stairs. My husband has been beating me for years. I want to get out. And they will find you people, right, to assist you and help you and show you how you can get there.
Yes. And to show love again, that really is my pinnacle, my is to let women of abuse know that you are loved, because we didn't have it. We were supposed to, and we thought that was love, but it's not.
It's
So
not.
if we can, to give that love and share that love, peace, and joy, that's all. That's what I'm about. Spread the love, especially for women of abuse. I can talk on that because I've been there. I spent 56 years of my life going through some sort of abuse.
Yeah.
It was just this last one. That was my final point. That was the
Yeah.
breaking point where I said, okay, you know what? You're going to shoot me in the head. Something's wrong here. I need to fix
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know?
And so if you're listening to that and you hear what Christine says and says, it took her 56 years to get out of it. So don't think that because you're the age, regardless of your age, it doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, I'm too old to make some changes and to live my life fully, because
No.
it's possible,
Yeah,
regardless of the age that you are and where you've been through, right?
exactly. Exactly.
So are you in a new relationship right now?
Oh, hell no. 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 And that's funny. You know what? I could. I certainly get asked a lot, but I don't need one.
Yeah.
I'm okay with who I am,
Yeah.
and I know because of my higher power that there's too much work ahead of me. The right man will come along when it's time, but
Yeah.
there's still a lot of work that I have to do, and there's a whole lot of sassy speaking I got to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but not yet. Not yet. The right one will come along when
Yeah,
it's meant
yeah.
to.
Oh, that's awesome. Like
Yeah,
for me, like
yeah,
I've been single for a long time, so I can
yeah.
understand that too, right? I mean, I'm super happy on my own. Like I've
Yes, yes.
my
I
schedule is already so full. I don't know where I would fit a man in there.
exactly. I mean, not that I have quite a few friends that are male. We talk.
Yeah,
We have a really good friendship
yeah, me too.
relationship.
Yeah,
But they all know up front that I am off the market. I am not looking. I don't want anything. I
yeah,
don't need
yeah,
anything. I am fine because Denise, we have to heal ourselves first. We have to love ourselves first. And I have just reached that point, like within the last few months, that I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with who I am. I'm
mm-hmm.
okay with everything about me. And I actually love the woman that I am. I love what
Yeah,
I do. I love the friends that I have. I love where I'm at. I love my family. I'm okay with where I'm at. When it's time, the right guy will come along.
oh yeah, I believe that
Yep,
completely for sure.
yep, yep.
Because often we feel it's like now that I've been living alone for a long time. Often we feel that for those that have not been living alone, they feel like they cannot live on their own,
Yes.
right? And they need a man there. They need, support. But once you walk that road and once you make your place, once you step into those your greatness, your own greatness, right? And realize that you don't need anybody else to make you happy. You don't need anybody else to
Right.
make you sad. You can do that on your own too. You don't need anybody else to support you, because you'll find ways to support you. You'll find ways, like there's support out there, right?
Yeah.
So once
Yes.
you're in there, and then like I like your response, right? Because it's like, hey, no, I appreciate so much where I am today and the person I am in my own space. Right now, I don't want to put anybody in there. I'm loving myself and I'm super happy with myself, and there's no room for anybody else right now because I'm full of myself, right?
Yes. Yes. And how can that I look at is, can I show love, correct love, okay? Not the love that I was taught from day one that I was
Yeah.
born, okay? But
Yeah.
how can I show somebody else love and care and concern and friendship and communication and everything that goes along in that relationship if I don't have that with myself first?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And that
that's
needs
where,
to be created and strong, and create that habit that you not if you get into a relationship that is slightly not proper, that you'll have the courage now to say, oh, you know what, I don't think that's going to work for me.
yes,
And because I don't need you to fill up my love tank. I'm full of my own love tank, and I see that red flag is here. You know what, I don't think it's going to work out. instead of, oh, but he loves me, he gives me attention, he gives me gift, oh, and then you get back into that pattern of, being in a relationship where you don't stand on your two legs, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I can't tell you how many clients have gotten to that point, and I can see them getting there. Okay, I really want a relationship. I want to date again, and I gotta hold my tongue a little bit and hold back a little bit and go through the coaching, and then they get to a point where they finally realize, oh, I don't need that. Oh, that is a red flag.
Yeah.
That's a red flag, Christine. Yes, that's a red flag. Glad you finally noticed it. Because
Yeah.
now she, me, you, we can now go out into the world and go, we're not afraid to sit at a restaurant by ourselves. We're not afraid to go to the movies by ourselves. We're
Yeah.
okay with doing things with friends more than
Yeah.
than
Then a
an
couple of,
intimate.
yeah.
Exactly, that we can do that. And I think when that does happen, we have become
A fully sassy person.
okay, exactly. I was gonna go a little down a little, but yeah, you're absolutely that we have that cup is full. Now we can, okay, we filled our
Yeah.
cup. We have our love. We love ourselves. We love our life. We love our pets. We love our family. We love everything. Okay. Now I have the good, healthy love to be able to reciprocate
That's awesome.
and that if he don't cut it, sorry, you not happening. Nice to meet you, but you're on your way. And we're
Yep.
okay with that.
You're still on probation, and when you don't make it to the probation, sorry, you're not hired.
Exactly. That we can set those boundaries just a little bit higher,
Yeah.
because we know our true worth now.
Yeah.
We know that we are worth so much more than what that abuser told us for
Yeah.
however many
For sure.
years.
For
Okay,
sure.
that we can say, you know what? And I've had plenty of men tell me, "Why are you still single?" Because my standards are way up here now.
Yep.
Well, what
Yep.
are those standards? Well, you know what? When you get to them, I'll let you know. But you know, sorry, they're way up here because I settled down here for
Yeah.
many years, and now I
Absolutely.
know. Oh, I grew into this one, and now I
Somebody want
like
to buy
that
me
one.
dinner? Okay, I can marry him. It's like,
Yeah, exactly,
it takes a
that we
lot more
took.
than that now.
Yeah, we took that first little bit of attention
Yeah.
that came in, and we thought we were in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not anymore. No.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
So
thank
we
you.
could talk forever, but we've
I
already been
know.
talking almost 45 minutes. That's amazing. And it's,
Sorry.
no, I mean, I find it fascinating. And make sure you tune in for the tip of the day this week, because that'll be pretty deep. I have lots of great material to bring back to us the whole week. But if you want to reach Christine, here how you can
Thank you.
find her, which is sassycoach.com. So it's pretty straightforward, sassycoach.com. And that's how you can reach Christine. She has all the details of, how to reach her, book a call with her, I'm sure, and everything
Yes.
in there.
Oh, yes. Right
And
there. Can't.
yeah, it's all in there. So you also have, if you want to, she's has a little book she's working on right now, and it's the a little ebook she's working on, and it's a 3 stage of abuse. So go on her website, reach out to her, and say, I would love to have that information. To really, we talked about it in this call, but I'm sure the little ebook will be a little bit more in
Oh, yeah.
detail. What are those 3 stages? And so reach out, and you know what? Book a call with her. Just don't be afraid. It's no string attached. There's no trace. There's like, you can have a
No.
safe environment, and she's not going to go knock at your door and say, hey, remember we talk about your abuse? That's not going to happen. So if you feel that you're
No. And
being,
even if they remain silent on the phone, I will know. I can do the talking. All I press one
yeah,
for yes, press two for no. I'll ask the question.
yeah,
We'll have a
yeah,
conversation without that person saying a word until she is ready, and I'm fine with that.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But don't wait too long, because
No.
maybe that bullet in the head would have, end your life, and you never know when that bullet's coming. So you
Exactly.
gotta you gotta stay safe, and you gotta stay you know
Yeah. Stay
healthy
safe. That's
and
the
strong,
yes, and
especially
healthy.
if you have
Yes.
children. And if you have children, you don't want, imagine, you don't want to leave those children with your husband. So you got to get out with the children right now if you're in a relationship. And if you don't know how, just follow the step of this video and contact Christine. She'll give you tips of how to deal with that in your area.
Oh, yes.
So that's the SASSI coach helpline, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You can't not find me anywhere. Just Google
Yeah,
Sassy Coach Christine. You'll find me everywhere. But
perfect.
go to the website. You'll book a call right there.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So that was awesome to have you here. So
Oh,
people, don't
thank
forget
you.
to subscribe onto my YouTube channel where we have all these videos and all the tips of the day are there too. And just stay there, Christine. I'll be right back with you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm super happy that you were here listening. There was a pretty deep topic, and I'm glad I interviewed Christine because they are more abuse, women of abuse out there that we know of, because they're very good at hiding it and not mentioning it, at not talking about it because they're ashamed. So if you encounter someone, one of the last thing I will take out of that is, if you encounter someone that you think is in a relationship that is being abused physically, mentally, ask them, how can I help you? And don't be afraid to ask several times. And they might one day say, I need help, please. Yes, I need this or that. So on this topic, I would like to wish you a wonderful week and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to giving you more value with my guest and conversation. Until next time, be kind to one another and don't forget, it's all good. Goodbye.